Hey everybody, Tyritis again. And good news. I have the entire collection, well, almost all of them. The Abandoned hasn't come out yet. The entire collection of Horrorfest. Everything. And right now I'd like to do a review of all the videos. Alright, first I came upon Unrest. Now, this is the movie that they had banned because they used real-life human bodies, to dissect. Because it's about a girl in a medical school, and she gets one of those first-day jitters, as they call them. And she tries to find out something about the kids. Tries to find out something about her cadaver, and it's actually something really, really bad. That she was some sort of killer or something like that. I forgot the story. But the movie was very disappointing. Very. I mean, the blood was very exceptional. All these movies have good blood. Have a lot of blood. But as far as the story goes, it didn't scare me. Though I admit the lady was kind of scary in the beginning. The lady. She does that in the opening. Alrighty. But yeah, very, very disappointing. A lot of cut-up scenes. The girl, as usual. And there's this one scene I kind of particularly like. It's when the girl bleeds to death, and it's a nightmare, but the girl's bleeding to death, and the guy's like trying to run over there, and she's like, "Hey, help! Somebody help us!" Yeah, alright, next rating. Wicked Little Things. Quite frankly, awesome movie. Good movie. It's pretty good. There's not that many jump scenes, but just as Unrest is, exceptional blood. Beautiful blood spattering. Because it's about these little kids that, were field workers. They worked in the mines, and there was an explosion that caught in them. There was an explosion in the mine, and none of the kids made it out. But they became the undead. But they're a different type of zombie. They're more like ghouls, because no matter what you do, you can't kill them or hurt them. And they were after, like, the guy that owns this town or something like that. Is hard to say. Good movie. Good movie. I mean, scary, the little kids. It reminds me kind of Children of the Corn. Kind of brings that into it. Except these kids are actually a lot smarter than the Children of the Corn. Okay. But yeah. Next movie, Dark Ride. Now this was an awesome movie. Best kill scene I've ever seen. It's the scene when, you know how security guards. Well, here's what it's about. A crazed killer comes back from some old mental asylum to go back to a nearby carnival where there's this ride called Dark Ride. He usually hangs out at and terrorizes and kills a lot of the people that go in there. I know it's creepy, but insane. Anyways, yeah. Alrighty, so anyways, think about that. It's pretty awesome. But there's this great scene in there when the security guard guy comes in, tries to calm the girl down because she's so freaked out, and she's like really freaked out, but the killer is right behind her, right behind the security guard. So this killer grabs it, has a machete in his hand, so he goes, and so the security guard, checks his head because he's got a split in his head, checks his head, and then his right eye rolls back into his head, and then his head split open, and he fell to the ground, and it was pretty awesome. But the way the killer looked, he had this little fake mask. It kind of looked like this, except it was smiling. It was showing its teeth and everything. That's what he was wearing. So anyways, yeah. Next movie. Penny Dreadful. Great movie. Great. Great. One of the greatest of the 8. It's about a girl who's afraid of cars after a traumatic accident comes down. Great movie. Great movie. Penny did some good. Penny managed to get out in the end, but yeah, I don't want to spoil it for you. You're going to have to buy all these yourself. I'm not telling you anything. But yeah, Penny Just Dreadful was one of the single greatest movies I've ever seen. Next one. The Hamiltons. Quite frankly, good movie. Well, all of them are good, but in my opinion, a little low on the production values. And my question is to them, what they should have taken out was the big heartbeat scene where, you know, a lot of scenes where you don't need the heartbeat. Because, you know, heartbeats are old now. Well, I mean, heartbeats are only good for trailers or if you're trying to, like, hear the inside of somebody's heart. Like, Penny Dreadful. There's that scene when, you know, there's a scene when this really big bead of sweat rolls down the side of her face. And so she's looking around, she's having all these visions. It was like, shh. It's pretty, anyways, yeah, she's having all these visions. It's like, shh. So, you know, the creepy part about this is kind of the fact that, you know, most of the, no, excuse me. Sorry, the creepy part about this is the fact that, you know, most of the people that they wind up killing, well, okay, the little guy in Hamilton's, you know, the kid, the youngest, this kid with the camera, he wants to find out a deep family secret that comes out of the Hamiltons. Quite frankly, I don't want to spoil it for you because you're going to have to see for yourself. Grave Dancers. Awesome. Great. Another one of the greatest movies on here. Another one of my personal favorites. It's about these 3 people that, sorry. That's about these 3 people that, oh shit, they're here. Hold on a minute. Alright, I'm back. Grave Dancers is about these people who, after a funeral, they get drunk and wasted and hammered and dance on 3 graves of 3 mass murderers. One is a kid who was a pyro who set his whole place his house on fire, which took him and his family with him. The other was a lady who killed some other lady because she had cheated on her husband. It's hard to explain that one. And the other one was this guy who was a priest that also had sexual torture records. So the people come back to the 3 spirits come back to haunt them and kill them all. They managed to kill 2, but don't kill the other. Damn it, and I just spoiled it for you. Sorry. I'm not a spoiler. And last but not least, the best one of all of them so far, Reincarnation. Made by the same guy that did The Grudge and The Ring. Quite frankly, loved this movie. Very disturbing. I mean, it wasn't as bloody as you would expect, but it's very, very disturbing. It's about a girl who takes a job at a hotel. No, she doesn't act as a hotel. In a hotel because there was a brutal killing there, so she plays the active little girl. So she starts seeing all these visions of nasty characters, of nasty scenes and reenactments of what happened. And one thing that creeped me out in here is that little fucking doll. The doll! The doll! That's what I did. I kind of got carried away with that movie, and every single time the doll came around, I'm like, the doll! The doll is creepy! The doll! The doll! But, yep, there's your Horrorfest. And the last one is, okay, bye. The Abandoned Body.